Hi leaders, I'm Sherelle Whitney from Lift Performance Solutions, and this is one of 7 videos giving you 7 little tips, or what I call little lifts, in relation to staying connected during the coronavirus unprecedented challenging environment that we are all experiencing at the moment. So no matter what industry you're in, you'll find these 7 tips are very practical to you. They're simple tools that you can put into practice right away, and they allow you to create a connected environment with your team, with your stakeholders, with your customers, with your board, and with your colleagues, and with yourself. Because as leaders, we are the ones being looked to for clarity, for calm, and for courage. We need to continue to engage. We need to continue to be influencing the things that we can, and we need to get our energy from somewhere. So I'm hoping that Lift provides you with these free little lifts that help you stay connected with yourself, with your team. This is tip number 3 of the little lifts in relation to connection, and it's called language. And I'm asking you to think about how you can be more verbal in your start and ends to meetings, because what we're not doing anymore is handshaking. And so we normally would start a meeting and a greet by handshaking. We would finish off that meeting by handshaking, and we have lost that opportunity in the environment of COVID-19. So with coronavirus, we're having to find different ways to connect, and I'm conscious that without another way to close the gap that a handshake leaves, we are feeling awkward at the start and the end of our meetings. So have a think about how you might do that. A couple of things that I've seen work really well are people consciously saying, oh, it's great to be at this meeting. I know we're not allowed to shake hands, but I'm really pleased to be a part of this meeting, looking forward to the agenda. So just setting people at ease, and it takes a few more sentences, because what we don't realize until now is when we shake hands, we're saying so many things non-verbally. We're saying, hi, great to see you. This meeting looks like it's going to be interesting, and the way we shake hands and the enthusiasm that we have and the eye contact that we make and our face looks interested all says to the other person, hey, I'm happy to be here with you and I'm looking forward to working with you. So now we actually have to say that, because our body isn't able to convey that message. And for those of you that work in other environments where hugs are appropriate, or you might put your arm around someone when you've had a great meeting, or you have just met and finished up the meeting, and that's how you might finish it. Those kind of more personal touches are certainly things that we aren't doing in the current environment with coronavirus. So you're going to need to think of other ways that you can stay connected. And again, what can you say? Thank you for your time. I really appreciate you meeting with me in person today, because for some people that's still a very courageous decision to be making right now. So whatever you would normally do, think of ways that you can close that gap that is left by the non-verbal that we can't do at the moment, the physical touch that we can't do, and think of ways that you want to close that gap and say thanks for being present with me. Something I've also seen is people bumping elbows. I don't know if that does really pass as an idea, because it started as a bit of fun, but obviously now we're being asked to cough into our elbow. So again, that may not totally work. Something that does seem to work is tapping your feet together. So people I've seen at meetings now tapping their toes together, and they're laughing about it. Hey, we're not allowed to shake hands, so hey, we'll tap our feet together. Apparently in Shanghai, they've been doing that for years. So that might be a proven way to create some light humour and also still feel like you're connecting with the person. So I just ask you to think about your language, and make sure that you are creating that trusting environment. Make sure that you are doing your best to make the other person feel comfortable and valued. And if we're all doing that with each other, not only does it make our meetings go more smoothly and stay connected with each other, but we feel like we're not losing that common humanity that binds us all together. We're all in this together. We're all facing coronavirus together. So if we can talk about it and make it more comfortable for each other, at the same time sticking to those guidelines that are being asked of us in our government and in our workplaces, then we're creating a safe place for us and for everyone that we're working with, and for everyone that goes home to their families and their communities as well. Thank you for listening to that little lift on how to connect. I hope that that's been useful for you and you've jotted down some practical ways that you can take that tool and skill back into your workplace. I also hope that you'll take it back to your family, your friends, and also into your community, because our work at Lift is not only about lifting leaders to be successful at work, but also lifting you to lead at home and in your communities so that you are living and leading your bravest life in all those areas. And the last thing I'd like to say to you is, if you haven't already been to our website and downloaded our free Courage to Create Connection ebook, I wrote that over the Christmas break in 2019. I've given you the 10 top best connection tips that I've got for leaders that I know work, in a lot more detail than I could give you here in this video. So please download that. It's completely free. There's no catch. I just want you to have that resource at your in your toolkit so that you can use it whenever you need to create connection, which is the #1 thing that great leaders do well. Great, thank you. Stay connected with Lift. I look forward to you watching another little lift soon.